Brad.
I'm Paul.
I'm Graham.
And I'm Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hello.
Today we're doing Founders Red's IPA. Founders is out of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Red's Rye PA.
Said I.
Red's
That's
Rye.
right.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's
of funny.
really confusing.
There's a lot of funny things going on in that name. Red's Rye PA.
Red's Rye PA.
Yeah.
There you go.
Serious hop bitterness,
You can
along
read
with. I'm just gonna read that out loud.
Just read it.
With a yielding, everybody follow along on their webpage. Grapefruit bouquet from the Amarillo dry hop balances the malty richness of 4 varieties of imported Belgian caramel malts. Pours a spectacular crimson with a creamy tan head. Looks great to me.
Don't drink it yet.
A generous addition of rye malt accentuates a spicy, crisp finish. 6.6 ABV with a 70s IBU.
70
What's an IBU, Phil?
What is an EBU?
Thank you to the English
I keep
teacher
saying
in the
that.
corner. Beer friends.
Conrad. Well, it's. I like this one. I've had this once or twice before. It's very good. It is very. It has a very tart taste. I don't want to call it overly bitter, because it doesn't dry out your
Tart like
palate as
grapefruit?
much. Yeah, it's like a grapefruit. It like that description of grapefruit hops is very descriptive of the smell of it, which is.
I think it's got a great hop characteristic. I'm a big fan of the rye malt. It's new to me for like the last year now, so I don't know how new it actually is. But I like the rye stuff. Rye piques my interest. It's interesting to me. I like the flavor. It's a little different than normal, and I really like the hop character in this beer with the malt. I think they accentuate themselves very nicely. They go with each other very well.
It's got a sharper taste to it too, you know.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite thing about it is it complements the bitter hops part of it, because it's sort of bitter in itself a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was actually
It's
going
got
to say.
kind of a bittersweet to it, but it complements the hops on the back end much better than a lot of ones that I see, because it rounds. It's got a sharp roundness.
I was going to say,
it doesn't do this to the flavor.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and review this. The Founders Brewing Red's Rye PA.
Delicious. No, please don't. Enough already.
I actually really like this beer. I'm going to give it a 7.9. A few weeks ago, we did Cigar City
Previously on the
Maduro,
BeerFriends.
and Maduro was a brown, and it was much more on the malt side.
Well,
And
hopless. They said they didn't use any hops. Yeah.
But and this is much more on the malt side as well, and I kind of like that a lot. Both of these beers are refreshing enough that it's not something that it like sticks with you. So I like it. It's easily drinkable. I'm a fan of reds, ambers in general, so this is right in my alley.
Paul?
Yes. I agree. I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna give it a full 8. It's something I picked up a couple times already on my own. Brought it to your apartment that one time.
Yep.
It's something I really like. I mean, like hops a lot. Especially like hoppy ambers, and the way that the rye interacts with them and goes with it. I really enjoy it. Very refreshing beer that I can drink a lot. It's getting warmer. I'm kind of feeling into it.
Right.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I really like it.
I'm actually going to go back to something that Phil and Driscoll were talking about with how the beer accents the hoppy bitterness, but it doesn't leave a bitter taste in your mouth, or at least kind of a smooth finish. And it actually makes me think of rye whiskeys and rye bourbons, where it's the same thing. It's like, you can sometimes get a whiskey that stays really harsh with you, and it's also very spicy. But when you use a rye bourbon or a rye and bourbon or rye and whiskey, it's almost like it's still spicy but leaves a very smooth finish that you don't even notice when it's gone. Right. And that's what I found with a lot of rye beers, actually. And the ones I usually go for are obviously like the IPAs, but they do the same kind of thing to the hops. Is they accent the hops. Like in this one, I can definitely get a citrusy sort of grapefruit feel to it. And with the rye spices, and then it's just over. Yeah. And then clean.
Right? Yeah, really. It holds the flavor differently.
So I'm actually going to give this one, I'm going to give it an 8.7.
Whoa! And I don't disagree, sir.
Now I'm gonna have to agree with you, Graham, on my reasoning behind my rating is that I think actually because they pointed out so specifically that it was grapefruit. They're using the hops that have that grapefruit essence to what they're doing. I think it leads me to suspect that they did a lot of kind of experimentation about which hops, what hop flavor would work best with a rye red ale. You know, like because they called out and they settled on the grapefruit, which I totally agree with. This is fantastic, and it complements it the best so far. So I think I'm going to go with 875.
Whoa!
This is really extreme. Well, not
Herbal
off this,
anyway.
Down now.
It only works with the beer is tonic.
I know, but it's still fun.
I wasn't even nervous. I didn't even try to drink it.
I ended up in White Plains. I almost feel like I lied.
It's too far away from the ocean. Are we on Rock Band yet for that song?
Not yet.